You're in my spot. Hi, and welcome to week 14 of the I Formation. I'm Jeff Gibbons.
I'm John Moist.
I was wondering if you're going to know your name that time, just for a split second.
I was thinking about saying Santa Claus.
It's too early for that, man. Well, we do have our little treat. Split down the middle last week. We differed on 4. Both ended up 10 and 5, which was awesome. So right now, that shows our records are pretty respectable. You're at 116 and 75 for the year, and I'm right behind you at 115 and 76. And this week, we differ on 6 picks.
So I believe that's a record.
It might be. Well, let's see if it's a record. One of us pulls out in front. Let's have a look at what we got this week. Starting with Oakland in Kansas City. You want to lead off here?
Sure, I'm going to pick the Chiefs because Oakland likes to throw the ball a lot, and the Chiefs have a great pass defense. They're great for turnovers. Number 1 in plus minus in the NFL. I was going to say NHL then. Number 1 in
Well, they could be there too. I don't know.
Oh, well, you know.
It's good to be back.
Turnover differential, Chiefs are number 1 at 14, I believe. So I think that they can win this game on turnovers. And it's hard to get a win at Arrowhead. So they won the last once yet this year. I know Oakland hasn't lost on the road, but I'm going to pick the Chiefs. Come up big. Andy Reid versus Del Rio. Reid gets the better of them. Chiefs by 6.
You sound convinced. Now, let me tell you the real story. I think that Oakland is going to pound the ball on the ground, Latavius Murray, and I think they're going to manage the clock, and I think the anemic Kansas City offense is going to come into play, and I think that Oakland simply outscores them.
That's so anemic last couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, it's time for them now. They had a little transfusion. It's time for them to start to deplete themselves. We're going to see it this week. And I think Oakland holds them, and I think take the under, Oakland by 3 points. Next, we got Chicago going into Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit is just playing a lot better football, and they have more talent.
They're in the mix too.
They're in the mix. They're looking to win that division. Chicago just doesn't measure up here. Always a good game. Chicago and Detroit, maybe not so much this year because Detroit's just so much better.
So what are you saying, man? Is it a good game or not?
10 points Detroit.
Yeah, I agree. Next, we got Arizona going into Miami. Miami, who looked terrible last week.
They did, yeah.
They've regrouped. They're at home, and they need this game more than any other game this year. So I'm picking Miami to come up with a big win at home here, and I'd say this is a close game. Both of these teams have struggled this year offensively. I think that this is a low-scoring game, 17-14 Dolphins at home.
I'm going to pick Arizona here simply because I think Arizona has more weapons, more talent than the Dolphins do. David Johnson has been playing amazing football this year, both with receptions and with rushing. So, and Arizona has a great defense as well as, and they should be able to shut down the Miami running game. And I'm picking this one to be a close one as well. Edgy is 17-14 Miami. I'll go 17-13 Arizona. Pick the under.
All right, man. Next, we got San Diego going into Carolina. And strange enough, all the times that you've been beaten by San Diego this year, you're picking San Diego again, I understand.
Yeah, I don't like Carolina's pass defense. I think Phillip Rivers is going to get the ball out there. Maybe someone like Dontrell Inman or something like that might have a big game. And I like Melvin Gordon on the ground. He's had a great year, and I think that.
And I think he's going to be on the ground quite a bit this week.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think Carolina handles the run game, and I think
Kuechly's back for Carolina.
Yep. Just keep your eye. Carolina's defense comes up big against
This
San
was the
Diego.
one game that I was really torn on before I made my decision. I will go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Panthers. Next, we got Cincinnati and Cleveland. It's such a shame, picking the Cleveland game again this week.
The Battle of Ohio, but you know something, I really don't think Cleveland's going to win a football game this year.
They'll be begin to look like that Detroit team from a few years ago.
Yeah, they're just
there's nothing, no redeeming qualities. The upshot is Johnny Manziel jerseys are on sale. I saw them as low as $1.99.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it
So
must
you're
be.
overpaying
He
for
must. Well, he must be getting $1.98, but he's throwing around $30,000 for his birthday bash this week. I don't know where he's getting his money.
Right?
Yeah, but
At $1.98.
yeah,
That's a steal
Johnny
for the
Fool.
retailer.
That's right. Next we got Denver at Tennessee, and of course, you're siding with your Broncos in this one, but they got their hands full going into Tennessee.
Oh, I
Tennessee
agree.
are a contender. Everything looks good, firing on all cylinders, and I just think they put off a clinic at home against Denver, and they beat them close. I think it's going to be, I don't know, 21-20.
Yeah, I'd say it's going to be some kind of a game like that. But I like Denver's defense. And I know Tennessee has DeMarco Murray on the ground having a great year. And he's going to get his yards in this one. I know Justin Forsett has been signed now by the Broncos, and he'll be backing up or sharing carries with Booker.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not even talking about the Broncos' offense there because they have none. They got a couple of receivers there, but they don't have a quarterback to get the ball out to them. They actually have T.J. Yates now among the practice squads, so they don't have much confidence in the quarterbacks that they have. I like Denver's defense just like they did last year. Denver's defense won the Super Bowl last year. Not saying they're going to win it this year, but I like Denver to win this game, and it's going to be very close. I look for Denver by a field goal at the most.
All right. Next, we got Houston and Indianapolis to play the Colts. And Houston have just been fading, haven't they?
Good defense, but
Yeah.
can't keep up with Indy
No,
offensively.
absolutely not. Indiana put 40-plus points on the board again this week against the Jets. Yeah, I don't see it any other way. I see this to be a pull-away, too. I think this is going to be a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Indianapolis, and they play well at home. And Houston has a good defense. Still in the mix for that division. I think it's a three-way tie now. And I think Indy is just playing too well right now.
Wow. Okay. Next, we got Washington and Philadelphia.
And for the life of me, I don't know how you're going with the Eagles.
I just feel they rebound at home. They're licking their wounds.
Rebound with what?
Special teams.
Special
I
teams.
keep talking about the special teams. And it is Washington on the road. Okay? And this is divisional. I just smell a win. I smell an upset. It's there. And I think it's 7 points.
Okay. I think not only are the Washington Redskins going to win this game, they're going to win the rest of their games this season to get into a wild card spot. They got a weak schedule, and Philly just hasn't been playing good ball. And Kirk Cousins actually leads the NFL in passing yards. And I just think it's going to be too much for Philly to handle, and I picked Washington to win this game by 10 points.
All right, we'll see how that goes. Next, we got Pittsburgh going into Buffalo to play the Bills at Ralph Wilson. What do you make of that?
I think it might be a close game, only because Buffalo's at home, and they're going to. They're still in the mix. Not very well into the mix, but they're not out of a playoff spot right now. Pittsburgh is battling for that division now with Baltimore, and I just think Pittsburgh has more weapons. They're just starting to put their game together now. Their defense has been playing better, and if they can put what they're capable of on offense together, then Pittsburgh could be a sleeper. I really think.
You're never out of it, until the end. But yeah, they got a lot. The cards got to line up very, very quickly. But Pittsburgh has put it together, and I think that they're just too much team for Buffalo, even at home.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm thinking 10 points.
Okay.
Next, we got Minnesota in Jacksonville to play the Jaguars, and Minnesota playing a little bit better of late as well. Jacksonville has been very hit or miss.
I think Minnesota's a better team. And I was reading earlier that Blake Bortles actually leads the NFL in interceptions. Minnesota with that great pass defense and safeties there. I think they shut them down.
I think so
don't see
too.
Jacksonville scoring a whole lot of points.
I don't see Minnesota scoring a lot of points either, though. I think this is a low-scoring game, maybe like 14-7.
Yeah.
Something like that,
Yeah.
but it is, take the
I
under.
agree with that, yeah.
All right, next we got the Jets.
Stephon Diggs is back from Minnesota.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I got him going this week in my pool.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Next we got the Jets at San Francisco to play the 49ers.
Who cares?
Well, I just think that in this particular light at home, the 49ers stink a little bit less, and I think they win it.
Yeah, they got Carlos Hyde and Kaepernick. Two of these guys can run the ball enough to put some points on the board, and I figure final score 3-2.
Yeah.
San Francisco
In overtime. That's like, in a shootout. All right. Next, we got Atlanta going into play LA, play the Rams.
Rams got that good pass rush. They're at home. You think they can keep it close or not?
Yeah, I think they surprise people at best. I mean, Jeff Fisher's teams have been known to rise to the occasion, especially at home. And they just signed him to a nice big fat extension. Did I just hear that? Jeff Fisher?
What did they? Oh, yeah, I heard that, yeah.
So, playing at home. I don't think they got enough team to beat the Falcons,
No, the Falcons got too many weapons there, boy. You're talking about Jones and Freeman and all these guys. Matt Ryan's having a heck of a year.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball a ton.
Yep. Atlanta really needs this game, too. Battling with Tampa there for that.
I think the Rams can keep it close for 3 quarters. It's going to be one of those games, and, they'll just make mistakes. Destruct.
Sure.
I figure 10 points. All right. Now we've got Seattle going into Green Bay, into Lambeau to play the Packers. And surprisingly, we both agree on this. As much as this is the most important game this year for the Green Bay Packers, I don't think they have enough to beat that Seattle team who's starting to fire. They're starting to come around. I think they go to 9-3-1.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Seattle in this one, too, even though Earl Thomas had a broken leg there last week.
Season-ending broken leg, yeah.
Collided with his own player, Cam Chancellor. Nobody wants to collide with Cam Chancellor. It's just not a good thing to do.
Not even on the practice field.
That's right. But Green Bay, their defense just hadn't really shown me anything. I know Aaron Rodgers is still there. I know, Joe, but I know you want your Packers to make it into the playoffs. And not saying that they don't have a chance there to win this game. I just think Seattle is starting to put everything together right now, as Jeff said. They got Thomas Rawls back on the ground, been doing well. And their defense is just...
Well, as beleaguered as they've been all year, we said they've been anemic offensively and all the... we talk about all those things. They're 8-3-1.
Yes.
So, they've been putting it together for a while.
Solid defense. Just a much better defense than what the Packers got.
The team is pretty solid on both sides of the ball. Yeah, I'm figuring Seattle by... I'm going to say it's close, though, field goal.
Yeah, okay.
Next, we got New Orleans in Tampa Bay to play the very surprising Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Where'd they come from?
Well, I tell you.
Tampa Bay now holds the wild card, number 6 seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
Half a game ahead of the Redskins.
And I think they're going to keep on rolling.
This week, I expect them to beat New Orleans.
Yep. James Winston, Drew Brees. Could be a few points on the board this week, though.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Very high-scoring.
Yeah.
I can see it going over 60 between the two of them.
All right. Take the over here, folks. Next, we got Dallas playing the New York Football Giants.
We disagree.
Absolutely. And you know what? I admire what the Dallas Cowboys have done this year. They have won a few close games. They have come from behind. But there's been one team that managed to beat them this year, and that was in Week 1 of this NFL season. Before
20-19.
By 1 point. Is Dallas's team better at this point? Absolutely. But I just think that Mr. Manning at home comes up with a big win. I just think that they're in the mix too. They need to win this game to have any kind of a chance. Well, actually, they need to win out as far as I'm concerned. But this is a big stepping stone, beating Dallas. I mean, if they can sweep this season series, it says a lot about the character of this team. And I think that it'll be a key win for them. But I'm saying this is going to be the game of the week. I think this is going to be close.
Okay, I think there's going to be a good game, too, between Dallas and the Giants. It always is. But I'm going to say, and we're definitely going to disagree on this one, I think New York Giants are the most overrated team in the NFL. I don't think that they have much. I don't think Manning has been shown that he's that great of a quarterback. I mean, they're owning the 5th seed, wild card right now. But they haven't really played anybody. The last few games, I think it was, they had the Bears, they had the Browns, whatever. And now they're going up against a team in Dallas that's just an offensive machine. Ezekiel Elliott, leading the league in rushing yards. And you got Dak Prescott, who's 3rd in the league in passer rating. These guys are just a machine. And their defense, nobody's paying attention to their defense either, and they're playing very well. I just think Dallas is a much better football team here. I think they go into New York. I'm going to pick Dallas to win this game by 10+.
whatever happens this week, this will be the game of missed opportunities. That will define who wins this game. Finally, we got Baltimore and New England for the Monday Nighter. Baltimore fighting for their playoff lodge again for the division win against a team, and against a beatable looking New England Patriots team.
Oh, they're beatable. It's no doubt about it, especially without
Not about home.
Gronk now. No Gronk, but, you know, New England probably has the most balanced team in the game. What am I trying to say here?
If it's Patriot love, I'm going to swat you.
No, well, they have a great balance. I mean, Tom Brady has #1 passer rating in the NFL
Sounds like
now.
Brady love to me.
You know, different receivers every week. You don't know who's catching the ball out there. Gronk is out.
You know who's not catching it this week?
Yeah, Gronk's not catching it. But Baltimore just doesn't have enough offense to keep up here. If this was in Baltimore, I might actually pick the upset. But
I think they keep it close on their defense. But Joe Flacco will have to have a great game.
yeah,
I'm going to say 6 points.
yeah, I'll agree with that. You know, around that many points. I really don't think Baltimore's even going to make playoffs this year. I think Pittsburgh takes that division, and Baltimore's not going to make it.
Nor are the Cincinnati Bengals. Which leaves room in the East for a team that wears green. We'll have to see.
Not out of it yet.
We're not out of it yet. So that's our picks for this week. It's really, really sweet to get back online. Tell us what you think. Joe, I know you're not probably getting the right answers here because you were hoping to sort of figure out how you were going to look at everything this week. And we've varied on 6 games, so that's not really helping you probably, but maybe there's some words in there to help. Like our Facebook page. Put your posts and your picks up there too. We'd like to see them. And certainly follow us on Twitter, the iFormation. And you can send us an email at theiformation@gmail.com. We're always looking, and we're right in the thick of playoff computations and combinations now. So anything you want to add, we're willing to listen. So
If you want to know anything about playoff scenarios, myself and Jeff know all about the different scenarios. So you can ask us on the page, and we will give you an answer. We're well learned on these things.
yeah, that's because both of our teams are looking at the ass end of getting in on a wild card.
That's right.
And it's not the first time my team has been there,
Yeah.
but certainly it's kind of weird how they decide whether it's conference.
Yeah, we know about the
division
tiebreakers
so
and stuff.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our show for this week. Just remember, enjoy the games as always, but respect the game. Don't drink and drive. And a little more Charlie Brown Christmas tree love there. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, man. Well, if that's it, that's good night for me.
That's good night from him. Have fun.